Good morning. Good morning. If you're watching this in the afternoon, good afternoon. If you're watching this in the evening, good evening. I'm going to wait for people to get on and then I'll talk briefly about what tools we'll use today. I did mention it in my post last night, but just want to give you what we can use as options. So as I mentioned on Monday, I would be using tubing, but tubing is not a requirement in what we're doing. You'll just want to use maybe another weight or a couple of weights depending on what we're doing at any given time.
Marcy says, good morning, Farrah.
Morning, Marcy. So for those who do have tubing, if you have two different weighted tubing, I would say choose the lighter option rather than the heavier option, because it's more about range of motion whenever you're using tubing than it is that resistance, at least for what we're doing. And if you don't have tubing, and good morning, Lynn. If you don't have tubing, I'm going to suggest if you have two just regular good old-fashioned water bottles, just to grab those. You can keep your weights like you've normally had in your class available, but having two water bottles, because those are kind of on the lighter side, and those can mimic a lot of what we're doing with the tubing. So I will show different options, and you can kind of play with the weight. Hi, Dara. So again, if you're just joining and you do have tubing and you have two different options, choose the lighter option for tubing. Now, that being said, some people's tubing is very, very light, and you might have two semi-light ones. One's a little heavier light and one's a little easier light. So you can maybe make that determination once we get into what we're doing. Not everything we're doing is with the tubing or the water bottle option. And you can have another weight there as another option to use. So just kind of throwing in some tubing work. If you're used to CX Works, some of the movements you'll recognize from that class. We are in the process of finalizing everything. I know today, the 17th, is when phase 2 begins. Started a couple days earlier than they anticipated when the governor changed the dates. We're still scheduled to open July 1st. Our swim club opens this Saturday and camps get started next week. A week and a half from now, I think it is, the 29th. Good morning, Heidi. And so we're busy just getting everything finalized, and we will continue to give you details on what you need to do in order to come to the fitness center or take one of our outdoor classes. Our live schedule for July will be coming out. So a lot of the classes you see right now on virtual will be there when we open on July 1st, but some of them are going to transition outside. Some of them will transition outside and be still broadcast virtually on Facebook or over Zoom. So it just depends on the class and the instructor's comfort level of doing that. So you'll be able to kind of pick and choose whether you want to stay home and do a class, or if you'd like to come to our Jonathan's Dream Group Fitness Studio and do a class out there. So more details to follow. Please just hang tight, be patient. We'll dispense all the information you will need, so there won't be any question as we get closer to opening. Okay, so let's grab our tubing and just place it off to the side. If you have the two water bottles, you can also put those off to the side, and any other weights you have, and you can always determine what to use. We're going to come down to the floor and just start with the body weight and go from there. So we're going to just kind of use this as a little bit of warm-up before we move into some of the tubing standing work. So fingertips to your temples. Bring your feet in, heels up, and we're just going to start with a simple crunch. And I want you to go for about 10 of these. Think about contracting in your abs, pressing your low back down to the floor, not just about lifting your head and shoulders. Your abs will make that happen regardless of you making it happen. So you don't have to count these. I'll tell you when we're switching. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way back, down to your mat. And try not to relax when you hit the mat. We're trying to keep the tension in our abs. Let's go for a couple more. And you're going to keep the legs bent. And if some of you take NCX works, you know cross crawl. Twist it out and twist. Again, keeping tension in your core. Twisting from the waist, keeping your hips square to the floor. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you come back to the center. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keeping the tension in your core. And bring the knees over hips, and I want you to pulse. If you need to bring your fingertips to your temples, do that. Otherwise, reach the arms. It just gets you up a little bit higher. Keep anchoring down the back and keep contracting in your abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're going to bring your feet down to the floor, and you're going to bring your hips up, and you're just going to pulse. A very active pulse, but try to keep it in the butt and not press up too high where you put it into your low back. Abs are braced. Pulse it out. You can even try to squeeze the legs towards each other while you do the movement. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go into a bicycle. Going just into that cross crawl with extended legs. Twist it out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toes in, heels up, reverse crunches. Give me 10 of these. Hands can be under the butt or just to the side of your hips. 5, 4, 3, control. Last 2. And we're going to start back at the top one more time. Toes to the floor, heels up, fingertips to temples, anchor your back, contract your abs. Exhale as you come up, inhale as you go down. Without letting go, keeping the tension building. You should be feeling a lot warmer. And last 2, and you're going right into your cross crawl. Keep the legs bent and twist it out. Keeping the tension building, trying not to release. 5, 4, 3, 2, knees over hips, arms reach or fingertips at temples. Pulse it out. Hang on to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet to the floor. Pulse the bridge up. Again, squeezing your legs in, contracting the ab or the buttocks and the hamstrings. Pulse it out. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now the full bicycle. Knees over hips. Twist it out. Hold on to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to your hips or butt underneath. Reverse crunch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Control. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to roll over. Put yourself right into a plank. Hands under shoulders. Brace your abs. Tighten the glutes. Tighten the quads. Think about gripping the floor. So if you have a mat underneath your hands, try to grip it with your fingers as if you're trying to squeeze the mat into your palm. Hold on to it. Continue to brace. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're going to walk your hands in, inchworm your way back, and we're going to grab our tubing. So I'm going to grab just these for a second, but anyone who has tubing, grab your tubing. And anything we do with tubing, you can do with just having weights, okay? So just think racking them up. You can wood chop with them. You can also just use one of them, but just know those are an option. Before the tubing, and you'll just think of where I have my handles, where you're going to put the weights, okay? So we're going to start with a basic squat, feet wide, just rack up right in front of you. The tubing kind of goes on the outside and crosses in the middle, and here we go, nice squat. Feet are nice and wide. Keep resistance on the tubing and control your squat. Now you're going to need some space beside you. So if you don't have any, but you do in front of you, losing my voice, you're going to turn to the side. And when we have to walk laterally, you'll just use the space you have. Now, what I want you to do is add a little bit of press. So at the top, arms come out, and then you're back in the center. So if you have the water bottles or 2 dumbbells, you'll just press up. So what the tubing does is forces you to slow down so the tubing doesn't do the movement for you. Forces you to feel that tension that you have to fight up against. Dumbbells don't quite do the same thing, but they still load. We're going to go 3 more. Last one. And then bring your feet in, crisscross the handles, or just bring your water bottles right to your hip. And you're going to tap back. We're just going to alternate a tap back. I'm going to show it from the side. Notice I do more of a single leg squat in my front leg. Tap my toe back. And that's what I'm going to have you do. Just keep alternating it. Try to reach back as far as you can. Again, if your water bottles are on your hips, you're bracing your core. Now I'm going to add something. Take your left leg back, and you're going to pulse up. 1, 2, 3, step in. Other side. 1, 2, 3, step in. 1, 2, 3, step in. 1, 2, 3, step in, and keep alternating. Keep going. We're going to do it one more time on each side. Starting to feel your glutes in action. They're going to get hit today a little bit. It's a good thing. Now, bring it in, and you're going to squat to the right, squat to the right, squat to the right, now to the left. 1, 2, 3, back to the right. 1, 2, 3, take it back to your left. 1, 2, 3. Now stay low and just walk. Little baby steps. Now it's like 6 steps to the right, 6 steps to your left. The lower you go, the more glute work you're going to find. Let's do it one more time, all the way to the right. So if you've been a CX Works person, you know this is one of the moves you love. So it's good to bring it back. Bring it back to your center. Stand up. Now push it out to the right. You're going to stand up tall. One thing we do when we do this, we tend to want to lean that way. So lift your right leg. Again, if you have water bottles, right on your hips, and lean into the leg you're lifting. Keep going. Nice job. 10, 9, 8, 7. Who's feeling their glutes? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Go. Bringing on the sweat a little bit. Such gorgeous days we've had. Fantastic. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Uncross your tubing. Oops. Take either your water bottles, one in each hand, feet a little bit wider than hips. Now you're going to come down into your squat, hold your arms out in front, bring it back up. Now we're going to do it a little energetically, and then I'm going to add a pulse to it. In and out to start. Ready? Down. Down. Trying to get our bodies to react. Hold the position, abs braced. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I told you I was going to add the pulse. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3, release. Take it under your left foot. Now, this might be where you just hold one of your water bottles right at chest height, and we're going to step out and back in. You can hold 2 water bottles or a dumbbell. It's up to you. We're going to be adding some kind of pushes here and wood chops. It's probably best with 1 weight rather than 2, but you certainly can do it with 2. Now, bring your arms out in front of you every time you step out. We're going to complete this side before we go to the other side. Step out, in. I'm going to do it from this side. Push, hips are back, pull it back in. Push. So see how I'm trying to keep my arms level with my chest and upper rib cage. Last few. Heart rate's up. Now we're going to go into a parallel wood chop. That means arms are out all the time. Step out, rotate, back in. It's a little more controlled. Five more. Rotate, step out. That same side lunge, just adding a rotation. Last 2. Then we're going to go to 10 regular wood chops. Up. 2, 3, holding your position. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it up. Switch sides. Now, if your tubing is on the tougher side, like you don't have a light one, just see how it's around my foot. If you can always let go of the inside handle and only use the outside one, just anchor your foot down because that foot doesn't move. Okay, hands at rib cage with your water bottle or your handle of your tubing, and just step out and in. Fantastic. Now, let's add the push. Out, in. Get a little upper body work here. It's all connected. Can't get core without it. Last 3, and then it's our parallel wood chop. Here we go. Arms out, wood chop across. Step out, rotate. Don't bring your hips with you. Try to keep them squared. Few more. And then we're going to lock our wood chop for 10 wood chops. Here we go. From your right leg to your left shoulder. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, release the tubing. Let's go down to the floor. We're going to release the tubing for a little bit, bring it back, or the water bottle option in a little bit. So what I want you to do, start with your knees down and just go into a push-up. So the arms that we woke up, we can tell now how much we fatigued them. Just give me 5 push-ups on your knees. Now, take your right leg, lift, bring it down, lift, bring it down, right leg, down, left leg, down, right leg, down, left leg, down. One more time to each. Come to all fours. Opposite arm and leg. 8 times. Reach and pull it in. Abs braced. 4 more. And switch sides. Last few. Now you're going to bring your right arm out to the side and your left leg back behind you. And you're going to arc your left leg as a rainbow and try to cross over the right heel. Let's show from the side. Rainbow over. Try not to move your torso. Abs brace strong. Last few on this side. And then we're going to switch sides. Left arm, right leg is straight. Arc it out. Again, imagine something's on your back and it's not rolling around. It's staying nice and steady. You know, if you put something on your head and you got to walk from one side of the room to the other without it dropping, that is what you're trying to do. Try to figure out and be in touch with your body to know if it's rocking and if something's going to fall off. 3 more times. And then we're going to go back to the beginning. Last one. Okay, now you're going to go into just push-ups. Going into 5 push-ups. It could be from your knees or your toes. Just 5 push-ups, your best push-ups. And then try to lift a leg, push-up. Switch, push-up. Remember the option. On your knee, push-up. Down, push-up. If you still got on your toes, push-up. Switch. One more time to each side. Best you got. Come to all fours. Right arm, left leg. 8 times. Keeping yourself strong. 4 more. Balancing on your back. And we're going to switch sides. Left arm, right leg. On your back. Balance. Don't rush it. That's where we get sloppy. 4 more. And then we're going to reset. Right arm out to the side, left leg back, arc the leg. Hold on. 4 more times. You can do it. Last 2. Last 1. Switch sides. Back is level. Bring your sweat on. Nice body control. 4 more. Nice job. Okay, we're going to roll onto our back. Whew. And we're going to just go into that bicycle from our warm-up, just to kind of get your obliques back in action. But then we got a series of things to do. Twist it out. Just nice and simple. If extending your leg too far puts too much strain in your back, definitely reel it in, okay? Keep the knees more over your hips and just twist your body where you can most effectively keep your low back anchored to the floor. But if you feel good anchoring and extending and finding that challenge and are able to maintain good position, go for it. Let's go 10 more of these, then you're going to roll over onto your side into a side hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it doesn't matter what side, because we'll just flip over and do the other side in a moment. Find a side hover with your legs extended or the knee down for a little bit of regression. We're going to start with a hip lift, but I want an exaggerated hip lift. So push and then back to neutral. This isn't a pulse. This is active hip raise. Push and back. 5 more. Last 2. And then I want you to hold your rock solid hover and just reach under, but you're not rotating around. We did that the other day. Just open. Just keeping your side hover strong. Reach underneath and open without rotating the torso. Keep going. 5, 4, 3. You should be feeling a burn in your oblique. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, switch sides. Side hover, exaggerated hip lift. Here we go. Bottom knee bent, bottom leg extended. Push up and down. Five more. Feel the struggle. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to neutral and then reach underneath and open. Reach. Try to wrap your hand underneath your body and kind of touch your back. Yeah. Reaching your edge. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you're going to come on your back. Woo! Those are your obliques. We're going to keep them firing just a little bit longer. Okay, legs extended or bent for a little regression. Anchor your shoulders, windmill the legs over to a tough place. Anchor your shoulders, brace through your midsection. Let's keep rotating the sides, finding your edge. If you want to add a little bit of intensity, You can pedal the legs while you're here hanging out, making sure you're in good form. Pedal your legs about 4 or 5 times and then lift. Over the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and center. Keep playing that game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pedaling the legs just activates the muscles a little more. Keeps you focused on what you're doing. Add some intensity. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. We're going to do it one more time to each side after this one. 2, 3, 4. Okay, other side. Last time. 1, 2. Anchor your shoulders. Get the best out of yourself. You're almost there. One more time to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to center and roll over. I want you to give me 30 seconds of the best mountain climbers you have. The knees can kind of cross over. Pump out the energy. Let's go. It's as if these were the last mountain climbers you ever have to do in your entire life. I want you to give your best to it. Let's go. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stand up. Notice we're only really doing one lap of everything today. We're trying to give our best to it. It's an efficient workout today. Now we're going to stand up. Tubing option. Remember, if the handles of the tubing mimic holding 2 water bottles. Okay, if you have water bottles, grab them. Hold one in each hand. If you have tubing, now roll your shoulders back. Stand up nice and tall. Movement you're going to do is hinge. I want straight legs. There's a slight bend in the knee. Butt sticks back. Your weight is in your heels. And your arms in a cobra. You're going to be up. Notice my palms face forward. Drop. Eye gaze is about 3 feet in front of you on the floor. I don't want you here, okay? I want you looking as if a yardstick was right in front of you from your toes forward. Push. Just single cobras. Let's keep it doing the side. Pull the tension with your arms. You'll get triceps here. We're going to activate some triceps for a bit. 2 more, and then I intensify. Okay, now on the down, I want you to pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it in. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brace abs. Hinge forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, take a moment. If you have tubing and you want a little bit tougher, crisscross. So it depends on the intensity of your tubing. Don't do that if this is tight enough, okay? I'm actually going to stay here because I think I'll get better range, and that's what's more important than intensity of the resistance of the tubing or your water bottles. So we're going to go back into your hinge and stay there. Now, I'm going to give a couple options here because everyone's tubing might be different or everybody's weight of their water bottles might be different. Try to come out in a fly and release. And notice the point where if you have tubing, you get that, you don't want it, okay? You want a little bit of tension there on the bottom. So that's where you start. This is where you finish. If you have water bottles, you're going to have probably a little bit of range where you still have tension in your back. So figure out where that is, and that is your range. If your tubing is too tight, I'm going to have you do this. Right side, left side, right side, left side. Okay? Here we go. Double arms or alternating. Pull, pull. Keep the tension. We're just going for a set of 10. Now, bring yourself out, because that gets tough to be there, right? So we're going to do, if you're alternating, you're just going to alternate. If you're doing double, you're going to do 4. So stand up, hinge forward, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, release. Do it again. Hinge, 1, 2, 3, 4, release. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember the flat back. Hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more times. I was going to say 1, but we're going to do 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Okay, we're going to combine the cobra and the fly. Okay, so you're going to hinge, bring your arms back, and then bring it out to the side, and then bring it up. Bring it back, bring it out to the side, stand up. Hinge, back, side, not easy. Back, side. We're going to do it 3 more times. Back, side, stand up. Back, side, stand up. 1 more time. Back, side, and stand up. Okay. Now, this is where tubing is probably your best option. So if you have it, otherwise I'm going to show how to do it without anything on the floor, okay? But for anyone who's got tubing, I want you on your knees. I also don't want you arching back, okay? I want you braced. Tighten your glutes a little bit. Keep your hips in a neutral position. And you can double up the tubing for more or single it up for a little less. And all you're going to do is fly right out here, okay? Just pulse. Right amount of tension, playing in that range. You're just going to hold, okay? I'll come back to you. If you're on the ground and you don't have tubing, you're going to be down here doing the same thing. Pull from the middle of the upper back, keeping your arms extended, keeping the tension all the way. Okay, if you need to break between that, go for it. But keep going. Okay, as long as you can, don't worry about time, because then we're going to get into a little rhythm that we can all play with. So again, if you're on the floor on your belly, pulse it out as long as you can, relax, and then go right back in. And don't worry about what anyone else is doing, not even me. Just holding on to the tension. Bracing your abs, whether you're laying down on your belly or kneeling. 10 more seconds, and then we play a little bit of rhythm. And then we're going to go down to the floor and just finish up. Okay, this is what I want you to do. If you had lightened the tubing because it's like, oh my God, you had us holding there for 5 minutes, but you want to maybe try this because it's only a short rhythm. 6 pulses and then completely relax, okay? We're going to do it 5 times. If you have tubing, you're here getting ready to go. If you're on the floor, your hands are on the floor, arms wide, and you're just going to squeeze between the shoulder blades and pulse 6 times and then relax. Okay, here's the rhythm. 5 times, then we're done. Okay, here we go. 6, 7, 8. Where am I going? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I gave you a little extra there. Here we go again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, maybe you want more tension. Go for it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you hold it? Can you hold it? 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep that hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, everybody on your bellies on the floor. This is a little bit of stretch, a little bit of back stability work. You're going to reach back with your left hand. Right arm is forward, and we're going to lift into a half bow. And I just want you to hold it. And then we're going to release. Go to the other side. On your exhale, push against your hand. That lifts your chest. And come back down. Now, if you'd like to try double, reach back around each ankle. Otherwise, go back to the first side. And here we go. Lift. Push against your hands. Lifts your chest. Hold strong. And then relax yourself out. If you're switching sides, time to switch. Those with double, one more time. Take a deep breath. And then exhale. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands under shoulders. Bring yourself up. Elbows can be bent. Relax the hips. And then you're going to, on the exhale, sit back to child's pose. And then walk your hands in. Maybe do a little cat-cow. Get control of your breath. And then when you're ready, step up onto your feet and gently roll yourself all the way up. Arms can reach the ceiling, side bend to each side. And let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Everyone, that is Core Fusion for June 17th. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and go out and enjoy the beautiful day. And again, keep tabs on your email for more details as we are ready to send them out to you. But we will be definitely informing of everything you'll need to know about anything that we start with and that you'll need to know to come back to the JCC. Take care. Have a good one.